your onboarding sucks. And if you were to onboard better, you would make more money. This is why onboarding clients is such an important thing in a service-based business or an agency of any sort, as it is a pillar to client success, especially like in AI automation businesses. They tend to suck at this, and for a while, I didn't do it well. So I'm just gonna talk why knowing or why onboarding clients is so important, like why most onboarding processes suck, and I will talk about like my mistakes with it and how to actually like I will give you an SOP on how to onboard a client in an AI service-based context. So I'm Hisham. I'm an AI automation agency founder slash consultant, like whatever you want, and I'm just sharing what I want, and I'm creating every single day a YouTube video to get to 1,000 subscribers, true fans, like the 1,000 true fans thing. So let's go straight into it. So onboarding, as simply as it said, like onboarding clients is so important because it increases the value that like that a client looks at you or perceives from you. Like the perceived value will definitely go up, and also the buyer's remorse go down. So there is something that's called the buyer's remorse, and this thing kicks in whenever a client will give you money. Imagine these are dollars and this is you with your hand here, and this is you. Whenever this transaction happens, so when money changes hands, as Nick Sarayev says, um, because this is like he is a person where I learned a lot of this from, and I'm talking from experience also because I've been doing this for more than 8 months, like over 600 hours of this, and overall, when money changes hands, buyer's remorse kicks in, meaning they tend to say, what is it like? What is buyer's remorse? It's saying that, hey, am I doing the right thing? Did I purchase the right service? Did I talk to the right person? It's like some sort of remorse just after buying something and questioning like its value, if it's any good or not. So if you were to make sure to tell the client, hey, it's okay. This is the value that we're going to give, and also by keeping communication fluid, and it doesn't need a lot of actually hands-on time to treat this problem, which is buyer's remorse. So that's why it's so important. So if you were to solve this buyer remorse problem, you would definitely increase the LTV of a client. LTV means lifetime value of a client, which means how many months they stay with you and uh, how much money they will give you in such a short way. So if, for example, they pay you $1,000 and the service was mid and you solved their problems and everything, but there was some problems and the onboarding was sucked, they will only pay you this amount. But if your service was mid, like if your service was okay, you solved their problem, but there wasn't so much technical creativity or anything, like stuff broke and everything, but you had a super good onboarding, human relation with that client. Over time, they'll pay you 1,000, and once you solve the first project, you'll increase your chances to get like another, for example, 2,500 client, $2,500 client, project, sorry, no projects. So you are highly likely to get more projects and upsell them into higher offers, which is retainers or more projects just like this. So like either one-off projects or more retainers. So this is like how you do it. So if your onboarding is good, so onboarding he's good. You increase your value and then perceived value, and doesn't take so much time. So, anyways, all of this to say, why is this so important? Because it's a long-term play, and some people like tend to play it short-term, and they're like, "Hey, give me money," and they don't care about like uh, clients sticking around. And actually, it's like so simple to solve this. It's so on. And I mean, why most onboarding processes suck? There's a lot of steps into it. There is a lot of back and forth, which is unnecessary. There's a lot of client communication uh, induced in it. Like there's a lot of processes on like out there on the internet, like articles and everything telling you, hey, you gotta like muster out the client and tell him X, Y, Z to do X, Y, Z stuff, and it's like a whole bunch of fluff, to be honest. And the most important thing to understand, and especially like from Sam Ovens, you gotta be simple. Like simplicity is at key of everything. So if you keep your process simple, you can scale it further. If you have, for example, right now, if you were to nail it with 10 clients, imagine if you had 100 clients and you had a lot of steps under that process. So you gotta think in both sides of the spectrum, let's say. So like the onboarding SOP. Let's get straight into it. So and I'll show you like an automation that goes with it, so you can do it in N8N. And if you want uh, the template, just let me know. So once you sign a client, so the sales process is like, for example, when you finish a call, like booked call, once you finish a call, you send a proposal, client sees it, signs proposal. So let's do this. Client signs, and then he pays. This is where he pays. So depending on which payment processor you use, you can, once he pays, this is like the trigger of our automation or our onboarding process. Here, this is the trigger, like he pays here. So let's just rewrite it in here. Once he pays, this is the trigger. You send him the first welcome, like thank you email. Thank you email. This is to say, hey, thank you for your business. Thank you for trusting me. This is just as a perceived likelihood. You make sure to send him also a payment receipt. Payment receipts. So if you were to use, for example, Stripe, you have an option to activate that. So if you don't use Stripe, I think there's Wise or there's PayPal stuff. I don't know. You gotta check. But you can send him like the invoice or like after paying. You can do it either manually or just via automation, depending on how much you're fluent with that. And after that, you send him the onboarding next steps. So onboarding email. So see, after he pays, the buyer remorse is at highest. Like if we were to draw a whole thing, buyer's remorse is here. So this is time, and this is the buyer's remorse. So the it is at its all-time highest. So whenever you send an email, it goes like this. So this is like the graph on what's really happening. So thank you email should be really simple. You can say, hey, John, thank you for your business. Thank you for trusting me. I'll send you really soon all the details to further out the onboarding. So this is like the first email that you send. You can keep it simple. And then here, payment receipt. This is an option to be activated in Stripe or your payment processor. The onboarding email is just an email as simple as, "Hey, thank you for your business. like following up on my last email, here are the next steps. You send them a kickoff call link. So kickoff call booking. So they need to book like the kickoff call, and it needs to happen like in 48 hours to make sure it like also the buyer's remorse needs to be treated. So under 48 hours, like in the next 48 hours, highly likely you're gonna have the kickoff call. And in the kickoff call, you just tell them what to subscribe to. So subscriptions, and you have your onboarding process, so credentials. So you decide on like communication style, comms. For example, you invite them to Slack, Teams, or any type of communication channel you have, and you decide like you just onboard them into your service. And this is applicable to any agency, to be honest. It's not only AI automations agency, but this is how I generally do it myself right now. And once you they give you like subscriptions, credentials, and everything, make sure to save all of the credentials of the accounts, um, all of the subscriptions. Like for example, if you have like API accounts, if you have Make.com accounts, etc., just save them into your CRM or Notion or wherever you are doing this. From there, you work on the project, send them like emails, updates, and then deliver the project. So this is the whole process. Like this is the whole onboarding process that I suggest you guys can try. And let me show you in NA10 how I automated that process on my end. So AI lead enrichment. I go to agency workflows and you can see onboarding. Yeah. So this is my, I cannot access to anything here just because there's some sensitive informations. But to further talk about my point, so this is the trigger of the payment. Here I take note of the new client, so plus new client. I just add him to the CRM. I check if the client exists here. I just log the payment into the uh, financial stuff. I send them the thank you email. I wait for 5 minutes just to make it human. And then I send the next steps email, and then I send it to myself a notification in Slack. This is internal to say, hey, new client onboarded. This is the actual automation that could literally 10x your LTV. And I saw it with a lot of clients that I worked with. This really helps, to be honest. This really helps. And just keep it very simple because um, by experience, just promise what you can deliver on this process. And if you keep it very simple and very low barrier to you to respect, for example, if you say, hey, tomorrow I'm going to send you a loom that says XYZ or that does XYZ. Whenever you send a loom, so like you talk the talk and you walk the walk, it's people take you by your word. So it's super important. This is like a way high level thing. So do what you say and never slander and keep it very simple on you. Keep it as easy and simple to you for you to respect. This is like this would be my advice from personal experience. I tried like for 8 months when working with clients. I've tried to do a lot at the same time, like six, seven plus clients at the same time. It was a hassle. Just never do that. To be honest, keep everything simple. Keep the scope simple. Make sure to provide a lot of value to those you work with. So that's it. So that's that. Hope you're doing good. Guys, if you liked this video, subscribe. And I don't have anything to sell you. And I don't care about selling you anything right now. And if you want, I said right now. But if you want this automation, just let me know. I'll create a templated version and I'll leave it in a link somewhere. So yeah, thank you. This is